The Nissan Kicks gets a facelift. It has a sportier look now.
This is a perfect example of a car company taking basically a hatchback car and turning it into a utility vehicle, and people gobble it up. Okay, take it easy, Andrea. There is a lot of power. There's a lot of kick in this Kicks. What's under the hood?
We got a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine matched with a CVT, 122 horsepower and 114 pound-feet of torque.
It's a monster.
It's a monster. Come on, let's be nice. Okay, we agree it doesn't have a lot of power, but boy, what a great city vehicle.
It is. That's exactly what it is. It is, I'm going to say it right now, it's a hatchback car replacement.
Yeah.
That's really all it is.
Yeah, and that's what people want. That's what's selling in a very competitive category.
You make it look like a utility vehicle, people will buy it. If it doesn't look like a utility vehicle, no go.
Nope.
So they've updated this vehicle for 2021. Any new toys? Let's get into our key standard features.
The Kicks comes standard with a 7-inch touchscreen, Apple Carplay and Android Auto, cloth seats, remote keyless entry, halogen headlights, dual power heated outside mirrors, black fascia accents on the front and rear bumpers, 16-inch wheels, blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert, and lane departure warning.
So it says here, auto holds, drive. What else can we put it in?
We've got to put it in S for subscribe, and if you can hit the notification bell, it really supports the channel. You'll be notified when the videos drop, and then you can watch them.
5 videos a week. We do a lot of stuff. So we do these couple car reviews every Wednesday afternoon.
Saturday, we drop one in the morning.
And then on Mondays, we have our live show answering your questions.
On Tuesday, it's a comparison.
And on Friday, some cool old collectible car in the Survivor series. And the only way you'll find out what's coming up is to also follow along on Instagram. Andrea gives you a sneak peek of what's happening. You can get your questions in. It's Motormouth_Andrea. For me, it's Motormouth_Auto, and the links are below, so please subscribe. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below. So I call this a hatchback alternative because it's based on a hatchback platform and it's only sold with front-wheel drive.
That's right, but like you always say, Zach, get a good set of winter tires and you should be just fine in the winter.
So I wouldn't even really call this a facelift. I'd call this a little Botox injection maybe on the outside and a little nip tuck on the inside. Not much has changed. It's mostly the center console.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of big changes in here. This top trim that we're driving comes with the 8-inch touchscreen. We've got the traditional shifter. I like the faux leather seats. I think it kind of elevates it a bit rather than having cloth. What do you think, Zach?
I like the stitching. I like the padded dash pad. I think that looks pretty good. You know, for, well, we're going to get into the price a little bit later. I think the interior is elevated considering the price, and Nissan has done a pretty good job with that. So what size is the big screen here? That's 8 inches?
This is 8-inch. It comes standard with a 7-inch. And this top trim, you get the Bose speakers in the driver's headrest.
Okay, so don't think this is going to like totally blast your ears.
No.
So you get the phone in here. So the phone is very close to your ear, which is very nice. And in addition, it just helps fill in the sound a little bit.
Yes.
It's actually a nice feature. I wish they had them for front passengers, for both passengers.
That'd be nice.
It would be good. So that's kind of neat. Clever marketing. People will like that.
Especially for the price point.
So we're going to get into the space in this, which is actually pretty good, but let's get into which trim we think is the best overall value. When the first Kicks came out, the base model had nothing in it. That's kind of the case still, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's got some features, but it doesn't have things like the heated steering wheel or heated front cloth seats, and you get that with the SV trim, and that's around 23,000 Canadian, just over 21 US. That's pretty good value here. So I would say that the SV trim you could get away with and be happy with those features. One thing this doesn't come with, sunroof. Zach, you're in your glory.
Nice, love it. This is perfect. It's not hitting you as you're driving. Love it. So this is based on the Versa Note platform. And I remember when I drove that car the very first time, they said it had more rear legroom than a Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Can you believe that? And it does. The back seat in this is remarkably good.
Yeah.
And they have, because it's a front-wheel drive platform, they can use all of the space on the inside.
Cargo space is very good in this Kicks. Unfortunately, the seats don't lie flat. I don't know if that is a deal breaker for some or not, depending, I guess, what you're putting in it.
So people have caught on to the fact that this is really just a hatchback that's being lifted up a little bit. There are questions about this. Let's get into it.
Time now for questions, coffee, and cars.
Your questions from Instagram.
Such a small vehicle. What's its crash rating? Well, we have that here.
Yeah, we looked it up. NTSA, the official crash ratings are?
It gets 4 out of 5 stars for overall safety. And for frontal crash and rollover tests, it gets 4 stars and 5 stars in the side crash test. So that's pretty good. I mean, just because it's small, it has all these active safety features, it's good. I don't think you have to worry about that.
A perfect example of a small package that's very safe was the smart car.
Yeah.
When it first came out, everybody was like, I'm not driving, it's a roller skate. But the crash tests on that were crazy good. So it's all about the structural integrity.
For sure. How does this compare to the Hyundai Venue? Well, the Kicks is 10 inches longer than the Venue. Now, they have about the same horsepower, same engine, CVT,
I just
but
laugh
it is
because
bigger.
I just think the Venue's ugly.
I don't mind the Venue. It's okay.
I drove it for a week to test it, Andrea. Couldn't do it again.
Well, fair enough, Zach. It also has a lower starting price, $17,500. That's amazing.
You got to get people in somehow.
Wow. So this Kicks is bigger. If you want something bigger, you're going to have to go. I mean, even cargo space is bigger than the Venue.
But you know Hyundai, a week will go by, they'll change the look. That's the way they roll.
So that would be good for you, Zach.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Please change it.
Does this have drum brakes on the rear?
Good question.
So the lower trim, the S, it does. But now they've added on the top 2 trims rear disc brakes.
It's so cheesy and cheap. Like, come on. That's one of the... I'm going to get into this a little bit more as we go. But let's keep going.
Why are automakers making cars with low horsepower and torque if they know it's going to be slow to get up to speed? Well, basically, they take the same platform, the same engine. This Kicks is based on the Versa Notes.
Can I do my explanation?
What? This is now the Kicks.
So they take the platform and they put a different top hat on it.
Nice.
I'm the Versa Note.
I love it. I love it.
Okay, that's the Versa Note.
Yeah.
Now look, I'm the Kicks. It's still Zach. I look like Gilligan. It's still Zach, but I got a different hat on.
Yeah.
So that's the way car companies do it. They take a platform, they put a different hat on it, and in this case, they actually, make the suspension a little bit more rugged. But that's how they do it. It's all just to save money.
Yeah.
So what Nissan is doing is they're selling you a subcompact hatchback for more money. But it's basically the same thing.
It's the Kicks.
Which hat do you prefer, by the way?
I prefer the sailor hat.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, love it. Wonderful.
Are we done?
We're done. Thank you for all your questions. We love interacting with you, so keep them coming.
All right, if you want to get a question in, make sure you follow Andrea. It's Motormouth_Andrea. And if you, that's no good. And because you hear the music, look, lights out. Time for nightlife. We keep back one question from Questions, Coffee, and Cars and expand on it. It's our hot topic. What's this one, Andrea?
In terms of refinement, does this lean more towards subcompact vehicles like the Versa or compact like the Sentra?
So this question kind of picks up on what the last question was in Question, Coffee, Cars. It's kind of a spillover, which is good. So
Zach's not getting the hats out again.
No hats. So, so all of the vehicles you can see in the marketplace share platforms with other vehicles.
Yeah.
So this is basically the Nissan Versa Note hatchback, and you get the same kind of refinement. In fact, it's probably a little bumpier because they put a little bit of a utility suspension on it.
Yeah, for sure. I think you can feel that.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I don't mind that little bit of bumpiness.
But that's
myself.
what people want in a
utility. That's what they want. And so, like Zach said, the car will definitely have a more refined and a smoother ride to it. When you compare the Versa to this Kicks, the Kicks offers more cargo space than the Versa. So it's nice that they brought the Versa sedan back in for 2021. They used to have the Micra, which was very inexpensive, but why be forced to buy the more expensive Kicks if you can only afford so much? You've got a lower starting price for the Versa sedan.
The Sentra sedan with independent rear suspension is a whole lot more vehicle than the Versa or this, in my opinion. And they have now a manual transmission one that they're going racing with called the Sentra Cup. It's a cool car and it's not expensive.
No, and that's the great thing about the Sentra. It is bigger than the Kicks and it has a great price point. Around the same as the Kicks, maybe a little bit more expensive for that top model on the Sentra, but you get a moonroof, you get some extra features. I like the two-tone color combo. It does make it look sporty on the Sentra. It's a good car.
But if you want to get a utility that's bigger, spend the money, get the Qashqai, or what they call the Rogue Sport in the United States. Same thing, independent rear suspension based on that larger platform. That will feel more substantial than this.
Yeah.
But that's what you can get in the Nissan family. What else can you buy?
For your consideration, 4 vehicles for you to consider.
First up is the Hyundai Venue. It's powered with 121 horsepower, 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine matched with a almighty CVT. It has a starting price of just over $17,500.
The Chevrolet Trax has a 1.4-liter 4-cylinder engine with a 6-speed automatic transmission, 138 horsepower, and a starting price of just over $22,000.
The Toyota CHR. It has a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine and a mighty CVT. 144 horsepower and a starting price of just under $24,000.
And our final vehicle is the Honda HR-V. It has a 1.8-liter 4-cylinder engine with a CVT.
Mighty.
141 horsepower and starts at $27,000. So there are 4 vehicles for you to consider. So nothing's changed with the drive and the way it handles with this new refreshed Kicks. It has the same engine, same horsepower, same torque. It's still sluggish on the highway, right, Zach?
That's right. Front wheel drive only. Independent rear suspension isn't on this, but now they have added disc brakes on the higher trim, so that's good. So let's get into what this thing costs. It's a bit of a surprise. It's a kind of a good deal.
The Kicks starts at just under $20,000 and the top SR premium trim is just under $25,000. Here's the fuel economy. 7.7 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 6.6 on the highway. That's 31 miles per gallon city and 36 miles per gallon highway. The Kicks is a great city car. It's so easy to zip in and out of traffic and parallel park. I think it's a great car for a single person, maybe a couple, or even a second car for a family.
If you don't care about power and not too fussy about the handling, I think all those things are true.
Yeah.
If you do put more of a premium on handling and performance, get the Sentra car or get the Qashqai, in my opinion.
Sporty, fun to drive, and a great city vehicle.
I understand the appeal of having a cute little utility vehicle. If it was my money, though, I would put my dollars towards a compact car like the Sentra. You get much more for your money. This video is brought to you by Car Cost Canada. Get the dealer's cost, list of rebates, plus discounted interest rates. Use the promo code Motormouth to become an expert member and get extra searches. The link is in the description below.